I think you'd like it.
Yeah?
I'm stalling because I turned my phone
You
off.
turned your phone off
Yeah, I
for
did.
the podcast, and that's good.
Yeah, I didn't
Most
want...
people just flip silent, but it's okay.
No.
Hey, everybody, welcome back. It is me. I still do it. I just do it. It's like a thing. Hey, team.
Hi.
Hey, friends.
How's it going?
Hi, hey, pals.
We're back.
Hey, everybody. It's me, Will Hart. You know me. You know my face. I don't know if you know this face, but you will. We are back at another Iris Global green room right here in our little studio. There's a sign.
Dang.
There's some trees. They're still there. They're still there because they're fake. The other ones died. And we are here today with my buddy, good friend, Aaron Barker, also known as...
Brr, 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 brr.
What is that?
It's the horn sound. You have to have a horn sound.
What are you talking
Brr, brr, brr,
about?
brr, 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 brr.
Oh, I know what that is. Okay. Also known as?
Red tips.
Red Tips.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hi.
Why are you here, Aaron?
I'm here because I love Jesus and I make really good music.
Why are you looking at the camera?
Oh,
You're talking to me.
I'm sorry. I didn't know. I'm here because I love Jesus and I make really good music.
Listen, so let me fill you all in on who Aaron is, why he's here. I met Aaron, it's got to be like, what, 2 years ago?
Mm-hmm.
2 years ago we connected.
Yeah.
I was doing a second year AMT, which is like a, I don't know, how would you describe it?
It's a class where Will tells everybody to die.
It's like an optional class that second year students can take at BSSM.
Yeah.
And I teach on missions, and I love it. And you walked in and hung out and just loved it, man. You would come and talk to me after almost every class. I loved it. And when we were doing our internship opportunity, you wanted to come and intern with Iris.
Yeah.
And who was my personal intern at that time? Was that Joel or
Joel?
So Joel was my intern, but we still wanted to have you on. We wanted to make sure that you could come, and so you ended up connecting with Corey Perkins, who's in charge of media, and came on as a media intern. So any of like if you look at this YouTube channel, I'm going to talk to the camera for a second. If you look at the YouTube channel and you see any of like the throwbacks, that was this guy, Aaron.
Hi.
And so Aaron was hanging out with us for like 2 years or a year, doing media for us. And I didn't know, but he was living a double life. I had heard some rumors that you sang. I heard some rumors that you made the rap musics.
Yeah.
But I never heard anything.
Yeah.
Up until recently, and boom, you've just exploded, man. Like I'm gonna be truly honest, like, and I'm not exaggerating. A week doesn't go by where I'm not listening to probably 50 to 100 of your songs, and I'm not even joking. We listen to it on the way to school. We listen on the way home. My kids listen. I listen to it alone. I freaking love your gift. I do. I really do.
Yeah.
I love your gift. I love what you carry, and I am blown away by who you are, man, and what God is doing in your life. So, is this your first podcast?
First podcast.
First podcast. You're seeing him here first. Tell us about yourself.
Oh, geez. My name's Aaron Barker, a.k.a. Red Tips. Been making music maybe like 7-8 years. Yeah,
Okay.
got into it because my dad got saved at 21. That's when I kind of like, I guess, started doing like Christian stuff. Well, I did Christian music before. I was just a hypocrite. Don't be a hypocrite.
It's a good word.
Don't be a hypocrite. But yeah, so that's when I kind of got like serious about it. Then I ended up coming to school here, which kind of like put a delay on it. I was just wondering with the Lord, like, okay, what's going on? Because I was like starting to get like traction before I came to school, and then like it kind of stopped when I came to school because I didn't have my music stuff. But yeah, so now I got it, and now I have it, and yeah, the Lord's just doing a lot. But love Jesus, getting married soon.
Yeah, that's true.
Ready about that?
Tell us about that, because you just got engaged. I was there.
I did. You were there. You love you. But I met a fantastic girl last year at the end of interning with you guys at Iris. So if you want to get married, intern with Iris.
Boom. Right there. True story.
Yeah.
Hear that?
But so I was doing like a dual internship kind of. So I was helping out with a pastor within BSSM, and one of the students there was from Africa, a missionary from Africa, and she didn't have a car. So I would take her home, and my fiance was staying with her. So that's
didn't
kind
know
of like,
this.
yeah. So that's how I got like introduced to her.
Mhm.
And then we did not like each other, mutually friend zoned each other for 6 months. And then for my birthday, she actually took her and her family took me out. And it was the first time that I actually hung out with her alone. Like I had always hung out with her family, which is like 13 people in the house. So it's like everyone loved me in the house, but it's like I didn't really get a feel for like her as an individual until we went to the mall and we hung out like just one-on-one, and I was like, oh shoot, like I can be friends with you. Like I've seen your walk with the Lord. I've got to like know you these 6 months. I know you're solid with God.
Yeah.
And then it's like one-on-one, we actually have fun. So I was like, no brainer.
Come on.
So told her I liked her. Like a day later, 2 days later, we were dating.
Yeah.
6 or so months later, we're engaged.
Come on, big steps.
Yeah.
And then in just a few months, we'll be on an island,
Yes.
on the big island.
On the big island.
And you'll be walking down the aisle. I can't wait for that day. I'm excited to be there. I'm going to be there.
Yeah.
Really quick, talk to me about your music. Here's the deal. Like, you got to understand, I've been doing ministry for 21 years.
Yeah.
I always, like, and I will admit this, when I heard you made music, I was like, whatever. Like, because I hear that stuff all the time from a lot of people.
Yeah.
There's favor on what you're doing. There's, like, people are flocking to it. Some of your stuff has hundreds of thousands of likes and listens.
Yeah.
And that's just happened in the last few months. You're making this stuff in your BSSM apartment on a laptop.
Yeah.
And it's touching, like, it's going everywhere. We did a challenge. I sent it even out to our missionaries. We even got a video of Heidi Baker. Oh man, we should. Maybe we can show that video or like a snippet of it. We used it for one of our missions challenges. It went around like, I know our bases listen to our kids. In some of our children's homes listen to it. But it's kicking off. What did it feel like when you put your art out there, and all of a sudden the world just goes, we love this? Like,
Yeah.
what's that feel like, man? I've never done that.
Feels great. I love it. It's kind of like, I don't know. I describe it as like you have a baby, and it's like when the baby's first born, you don't know if it's really cute or not. Like it's that phase of like, oh, this might be an ugly child, and then you release it into the world, and then they're like,
I don't know if that analogy
we
floats.
love it.
But whatever.
But no, it's something that is like I hold really like dear, I guess, and it's like it's who I am in a song essentially. And then it's like you release it to the world, and it's like you find out that they love your process with the Lord. They love your process and like your gift and how you release it and how you articulate it and like all of the things. So it's like it's an amazing feeling, honestly, to release something that you really care about, and it's like have people reciprocate it. Yeah. It's like, yeah.
So talk us through the process, because and so like if you want to hit pause right on this, right? Hit pause on YouTube. Hop on over to your channel, Red Tips. You can listen to the stuff. You can go to Spotify, listen to stuff. Just search Red Tips. It'll pull it up if you want to listen to this, and then jump back in the conversation. But how do you write? Like, what's your whole process?
I don't write. This is gonna sound real spiritual, but it's okay. I feel like
how do you do it?
The thing is like I feel like the same way we have the ability to interpret tongues. I feel like each beat has its own thing that it says. So when I first started, I would try to like write things and then force it onto a beat, and it just never felt right. So maybe like a year after being here, I just like, I don't know, it was a God idea, but I was like, what if I just play a beat or find a beat that I like and then sit in front of a mic and then just see what the Lord does. So I started doing that. That's where Mainline came out of. That's where like a lot of the different songs like We On, it's like a lot of different ones came out of that. So it's like, it's me basically finding a beat that I feel like speaks to me. And then I just get in front of a mic and say, okay, Lord, like, what do you want to do? And then it'll literally come chunks at a time. So sometimes I'll get a whole verse. Sometimes I'll get a whole hook. Sometimes I'll sit there in front of a mic for 30 minutes and literally get like 3 lines, and it's like, okay, that's just where we're at right now. But it's not, I guess, the typical sense of like, oh, I sat down and I wrote this. And then it's other moments like if you listen to Talitha Kumi, to where it's like I had just finished like, I don't know, maybe like 8 hours over a summer, 8 or 9 hours of just working on music all day. and I get in bed at like 3 a.m. and I'm tired, and it's like I'm like, oh, let me see if I can find another beat, and that beat comes on, and literally it just like comes, and it's like that's probably one of still my favorite songs, because it's like it's times where I can tell it's like, oh, that did not come from me, like,
Right.
that came out of the Lord, and I just get to be like the person who just releases it into the world.
So we live in currently we're in Reading, right? There's a massive worship culture here.
Yeah.
Like
Huge.
it's impacting the world.
Yeah.
Okay. Where do you see something like your music fitting in that? Would you look at it as worship? Like I actually look at what you're doing as worship.
Yeah.
But that's just me.
Yeah, I do.
Do you think that there's a place for something like what you do in the larger scale Christian worship scene, or are you just like you don't want to, or do you want to just go and take it to outside of the worship Christian secular or into the secular scene? Like what do you want to?
It's both and.
Yeah.
For me, it's like I don't, which is a huge debate about this within Christian rap of like, oh, are you a rapper that's Christian?
Right,
or a
right.
Christian that's a rapper. I'm just like, why don't you just do both? I don't know. That's just my mindset. So my thing is like, even like back home in my church in Florida, is like we would rap in worship.
Really?
Yeah. So we'd send like typical like worship songs, and then like we'd rap for like 2 or 3 songs.
Yeah.
And then we'd go into like whatever else the Lord wanted to do. So it was like it'd be times where I'd be back home to where we'd go into like rapping, and we'd literally do that for 30 minutes. And we'd literally be a beat playing for like 30 minutes, like a hardcore trap
serious?
beat. And the Lord's just there. I'm so serious. So we've had like prophets and just like people come in who aren't used to that. And it's like it's a thing of offense at first because it's new. And it's like they don't get it. And it's like, but the thing that that grounds us is like, oh, the Lord's here. So it's like you can't, I guess, deny it. Or you could, but that's your thing. But it's just, yeah. So my thing is like I would love to see like, I guess, the broader church like embrace it because the Lord's in it. But also it's like it's something that's highly impactful to people who don't know God and don't listen to contemporary music, but they typically listen to trap music or rap music.
Right.
It's like to have a different message or to have the Spirit be able to like grab somebody's heart like in a song or like overcome them in a song. It's like, yo.
Come on.
Yeah.
So tell us about pull that mic up.
Whoop.
Yeah, there you go. Tell us about your church, your father, because I know your father's the pastor,
Yeah.
right? Your father and
Yeah.
mother?
Yeah.
Yeah. So tell us about that. I've never been to a church where they do 30 minutes of what did you say, trap beats?
Yeah. Very different.
Where is it?
It's in Wauchula, Florida.
Okay.
Yeah, higher ground. Shout out to him. Love him. But yeah, they're very different. They're very grounded. Like, I could just get emotional talking about like, I guess the relationship that I have with them. Cause it's like out of all the years that I say I grew up with them, both mom and dad in the house, which is a miracle in itself, but it's like they've never shown me like fake Christianity or like fake gospel. So it's like who they were in church were exactly who they were at home. So it's like I've never had like a false representation of like, I guess, who God is. So they're very different, very open, very non-denominational. Let's see what the Lord's doing in church. And it just shows in the fruit of what they actually do and who they get to minister to and who they get to pastor and shepherd and like all of those things. But yeah, so I actually got into rap because of my dad.
Really?
Yeah. Because there was a thing in Florida. It was called Crewvention back in the day, but they call it Flavor Fest. A lot of rappers would get together and just Christian rappers would get together and just come and do concerts and stuff like that. So started there, just going with him to different like rap events and being there till like 3 a.m. because after he'll talk to people about God and he'll have his little group and they'll just dissect word or dissect like theology and like things that they've been chewing on. And I'd be ready to go because I was like 5 and I didn't understand why you wanted to talk about this man called Jesus for so long.
Right.
And I'm tired, but I would just go and go and go and go and go. And that's where I got like introduced into it. And then maybe when I was in high school, maybe like 9th grade, when I was a hypocrite, I started making like Christian music.
Yeah.
And I would do it in church and stuff like that. And it's like, I don't. Yeah, to this day, it's probably something I need to ask him because I'm pretty sure he knew that I wasn't like all the way in.
Right.
But I didn't know if he. I don't know if he was like, oh, that's actually a seed that I'll just allow to grow.
Yeah.
So wise. But yeah. So started doing that there, and then doing it in church, and then we'd actually go to different churches and rap and just do worship in different churches because they loved how we did it. But yeah, so I would say that's them, man. How they started.
So listen, what's your goal right now? Like, what I love, I've gotten to know you just from being around us, being around Iris. I know you carry that heart. Like, I know you carry that like low and slow. Yeah. But I also know it's like a game. It's a vicious game in the music industry. Yeah. Right? Yeah. How do you navigate this thing I know that you carry, which is like go low, go slow, let God open up doors. And you're like, I'm gonna put out as much of my music as possible. I'm gonna break into this scene. Yeah. How are you navigating that?
The Lord. Honestly, it's scary. My thing is I never want to get caught into the trap of feeling like, oh, like people make the doors open. It's like, oh, people make how to say my wheels tick. Because I can't even create. Like I can tell when I start to create from a performance mentality because I can't. I literally can't because I'm like, oh, I could do this, but it's like, oh, I don't think people would like that. And it's like, it literally kills my creativity. So it's like, honestly, it's the Lord and him just being like, hey, like, you didn't open this door, so you don't have to keep it open.
Right.
It's like, literally, I'm just like, oh, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to release a song. He takes it and breathes on it, and then it just does something amazing. But what I've been noticing now is just fathers, honestly. Like, yeah, it's a guy named, shout out to Chad. Can I name drop?
Yeah, you do whatever you want, man.
Shout out Chad Horton.
Who's Chad Horton?
He's the owner of Rapzilla. It's like one of the biggest Christian music blogs today. Christian music rap for hip hop. So if you do Christian hip hop, you want to be on Rapzilla. Okay. But I was about to release a project. Maybe a couple weeks back, and he literally like got on the phone and fathered me. And it's like I didn't have a lot of relationship with him to the point, but he was like, hey, I heard what you're about to do. I love your music. Just that and the third is like, if you do this would be not a great idea.
What were you gonna do?
I was gonna drop a whole project, which to me is like, oh, like single, project. Great idea. But to him, it was like, actually, you wouldn't have the greatest amount of impact that you would want to have with your music because basically your fan base isn't where it should be for you to be thinking about releasing a project. He was basically saying that it'd be smarter to release it as singles because it has the greatest, I guess, reach. Yeah. Or it can go further, essentially. Yeah. Which I didn't want to hear that because I was like, yo, I've been spending all these months making all this great music and I just want to drop it all in your face and just be like, ah. But yeah, I'm dead serious. And he was just like, yeah, I feel like you're making an emotional artist decision because it's like there's no logical sense in what you're doing. Like having him like break everything down, it really wasn't. And it was really just me wanting to like release it because it's like, oh, I made it and it's great and like all of the things. But having him father me and having to be humble and listen to a father that I didn't know I necessarily had and didn't necessarily have relationship with, and just watching how God took that moment and actually pushed me into moments of favor with just other fathers and just like other things that isn't really necessarily even music related, but just like I feel like, yeah, it's the Lord.
Come on.
But yeah.
So you've been around the industry, if I remember correctly. Like I think, what did you tell me? You have a cousin or something like that? That is like a big...
Yeah. My cousin manages, if you know who like secular music, he manages Lil Pump.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah, he's a rapper. Yeah. He's a rapper guy that, secularly he's blown up. He has success. Millions of people know who he is.
All the face tattoos?
Like, all the face tattoos. Okay. Yeah, and colored hair.
Yeah.
All those things.
Like those things.
Yeah. So I've been around him a little bit to be able to just like see how he moves, see how he like goes into industry things.
Do you lean on that? Do you lean on that wisdom? No? Why?
I can't. Well, it's some of you can, but he operates in a totally different world because he's not saved yet. So it's just like the way he goes about doing business isn't like necessarily the way I would. Not only because I my fiance just walked in.
Oh.
Yeah.
Come on. Yeah.
Oh, my babes. But see, the smile comes.
Yeah, it came fast.
Yeah. But yeah, the way he handles things isn't necessarily the way I would, because he gets into doors differently.
Right.
So he gets into doors very much so like strength of my own might, like this way. And I'm just like, actually, I'd rather rely on the Lord.
Right.
Because I don't, in my head, we're not saying that I don't need to learn it. I don't know what I'm doing. Which is like, you find out that a lot of fathers that I look up to when it comes to like church and like revival and just like ministry, they get into moments and they just don't know what they're doing.
Right.
And they're just following the Lord. So I'm like, I'll take that model for my life until the Lord's like, hey, you actually need to learn this. So, yeah.
Come on, man. Just one more question, man. And so do you like, I've a bunch of friends that are artists, right? Like, and really, really successful. I got one that when I talk to her, she's like, I have a message of empowering a younger generation. Like, and it's in all of her songs.
Yeah.
Like, and she does it well and is made like, very successful. Do you have like a specific message you're going after? You're just like, whatever, I'm gonna create, or are you going after a specific thing right now? Like, or is it just seasonally, or are you just putting out whatever's in your heart?
Seasonally. I don't necessarily make music with intention. I feel like a lot of my songs that I make that are deep, they didn't start from a deep place. It literally, like I said, it literally started with like, oh, I really like this beat. Like, Lord, what do you want to say?
Right.
And it's just like, oh, this is the route we're going.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go this way. So with me, I feel like my main thing is, I guess, wisdom when it comes to like being able to speak and like prophetic gift and like, you know, wisdom in like word and stuff like that. So it's like a lot of the time I make music with the intention to get in the door to be able to speak to somebody.
Right.
Because when I do my shows, which we talked about a little bit a couple weeks ago, it's like after you do a song or two, it's like that moment where you can tell you can take them anywhere you want to go. Right. So my thing is like to make music that'll captivate somebody who doesn't know the Lord and somebody who does know the Lord. So when I get in those moments, it's like, oh, I can give you something that'll actually fall on good soil. Not necessarily even because it's like, how would I say it? I don't know. It just slips past the subconscious, I guess, or the conscious, and it just takes you to a place. I don't know how to necessarily describe
I get it, man. I totally get it. Listen, people want to follow you. How do they do that?
Yo, follow me, redtips.music on Instagram. You can follow me at, just follow me on Instagram. I'm not on Twitter or Facebook that much. Yeah, so Instagram it is, redtips.music. If you want to email me, it's redtipsent@gmail.com.
Okay, and we'll put that on the screen somewhere. You got your phone on you?
It's over there.
Do you record stuff on your phone randomly? Like ideas or lyrics? Do you have anything on your phone?
I do.
Do you have anything you haven't released yet?
Oh, I have tons of stuff.
You want to? I want to like if you can, man, give us a little. What's something? Give me something new, man. What do you got? Tell me what are you working on right now?
Okay. Right now I'm actually getting a song mixed. It's called Better. It's actually like, I think you'd like it.
Yeah.
I'm stalling because I turned my phone off.
You turned your phone off.
Yeah, I did
for the podcast, and that's good.
Yeah, I didn't.
Most people just flip silent, but it's okay.
No, I didn't want somebody to call and it'd be like.
No, it's good, man.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're working on a song called.
It's called Better.
Tell us about it.
It's literally.
You're literally waiting for that line under the apple. Feel the tension.
The tension.
Red tips.
Oh, what would I say about this song? I don't know. This is another struggle that I have with not writing lyrics and not having premeditative thoughts in songs. A lot of times I don't know what it means until like a month after. And I'm just like, oh. Like I literally made a song when I first got like started rapping. Made a song, didn't really have like a rhyme or reason. And then like a month later, I was going through something. I listened to that song. I was like, holy crap. Like, this is what the song's about. Or it's like people listen to it and they'll be like, oh, I got this from the song. And I'm like, yes, that's exactly what I wanted you to get. But yeah, did you want me to play it?
Dude, what do you got? What do you got? Show some like something new. Talk about it for a second.
Okay. The song's called Better. It's literally a song that I made in a couple of minutes. No, I made it in like an hour or so, but I don't think it has like it just not deep. It's not. It's just fun.
One thing I've noticed about a lot of your songs is that you actually don't. You go theology, you go Bible, and you make it really practical. It's very.
I do.
Like you actually do go pretty deep.
I do.
Even into theology.
Ooh, I can do Hedges and Highways.
You do whatever you want, man.
Okay, I'll do
Just
Hedges
give the
and
people a
Highways.
taste. Give them a little.
Ooh, Hedges and Highways is based off of the scripture where Jesus is talking about the wedding feast.
Okay.
And
Feast
how
me, brah.
people didn't want to come to the wedding feast, and he was like, "Hey, yo, go to the hedges and highways and beck all the people to come," which is like what we do. We go to the needy, the broken, the people who are in despair, and we give them Jesus. But yeah.
You know I'm with it like GP. I told my baby my time is on CP. Last time I seen her, but you cannot see me. Little nigga love me, ain't worried about Kiki. Mike Jack Thriller might hit her like hee. Leg out the window, kiss kicking like Fifi. Where's up and demons, you think a little CC. God told me hit the road, now I like meat. And I slide, ride with God like it's Bonnie and Clyde. He told me hit the highway, I replied.
You're amazing. I'm
if you
telling
want
you,
it, you
man.
got it on God. When it's
How long
pressure,
did it take
you
you to write
picking a
this?
side. I hit the road, I got sauce on my mind. Got me the feast, I just want
Have
you
you
to
sent this to me?
dine. Where you gon' go when
You sent
it's
this one to
really
me?
your
You have it.
time? You
I do?
ain't got time, that's why I slide.
I haven't heard
Ride
this
with
one.
God like it's Bonnie and Clyde. He told me hit the highway, I replied. If you want it, you got it on God. When it's pressure, you picking a side. I hit the road, I got sauce on my mind. Got me the feast, I just want you to dine. Where
Corey
you
wants to
gon'
know.
go when it's really your time?
Can you explain like why is your name Red Tips? Like where did that come from?
Oh geez, I was an amazing high school athlete. I was a 5-star recruit. Literally, I wasn't 5 stars. I was 4 stars though. No cap. I came out of high school squatting over 400 pounds.
Really?
I was like 460. 460 is max, and my bench was like 300. I ran like a 4.46 at the time. Coming out of high school, had red tips on the end of my hair, and everybody called me Red Tips. Everyone. And then the name just never left.
Just stuck.
Even in the Christendom, they were like Red Tips.
And
I go to places and they're like, "Oh, Red Tips, because you've been dipped into the blood of Jesus."
They gotta make it.
And I'm like, nope, it's not that deep. It's not that deep. I just had red tips on the end of my dreads. That's it. But yeah.
That's awesome. It's stuck.
It's stuck.
And we love it, man.
Yo.
We love you. And you're part of our team, man. You're part of our family here at Iris.
Yeah.
And dude, I want to just tell all you guys, check it out, listen to it, share his stuff. Not only is he super gifted, as you just heard, but he carries Jesus, man, and so beautifully. I've watched you do it for years. Like there is not a shallowness to you and to what you do. There is a great depth. And not only that, you're connecting with an amazing woman that's bringing even more depth to you and more love. You wanna hop on in, Shay? How do you feel about that? Come on, Shay just came in. Everybody say hi to Shay.
Come on,
you don't
Shay.
have to. You don't have to. Oh no, she said.
My fiance, my Hawaiian fiance.
What's up, Shay? How are you, sweetie? Good to see you. I feel like you're.
Love you.
How you feel, Shay? How you feel about this man?
I love him. It's his
Yeah,
birthday
speaking to the
today.
microphone.
It's your birthday?
It's his
is.
birthday. It's a special day. I
Happy
love
birthday.
him.
Thanks.
How old are you?
27.
Come on, man.
He's old.
He is old.
I mean, I'm older, but it's okay.
Yeah.
Dude, I married an older woman.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah. It's real. Let's not talk about it on this podcast, though. Well, listen, Shay, Red Tips. I forgot your name for a second. Aaron. Shay, Aaron. I know we did Instagram and stuff like that, but just tell them if they want to connect, if they want to listen, where do they go? What's the easiest way? You got a website?
My music is everywhere. I don't have a website. I need to get a website.
Facebook.
But you go to Red Tips.
Uh-huh.
Apple Music, iTunes, Amazon, whatever you use.
Facebook?
Safari, Facebook, Aaron
MTV?
Barker. MTV, look me
MySpace?
up. I'm on there. MySpace, I have one. Don't look on there.
TikTok?
I'm on TikTok.
You are?
At Red Tips, yeah.
I don't know. I don't have TikTok.
I need to make TikTok videos. Perfect's on TikTok.
You should do that.
Shout out to
Perkins
Perfit.
Perkins is on there. Listen, love you guys. Thank you for watching. Don't shout out. We got to cut that now. No, I'm just kidding. It's just a bunch of muscles. It's just a bunch of weird muscle shots. Makes me feel uncomfortable. To the ladies, don't go there. Okay, here we go. Like, subscribe, hit the like, hit the thing, do the thing. Go and check out my man's music. And
It's the green room.
And yeah, we're back in the studio. Love you guys. We'll catch you on the next Iris
Love
Global
you.
Green Room. Love you, buddy. Love you guys. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Baby.
And scene.